Hi, I'm Dr. Ashley Holcomb, and today we're going to talk about how to take a healthy break in the middle of a conflict. We're going to talk about the difference between a break and stonewalling. We're going to talk about why taking a break really matters, and we're going to talk about how to keep that break from turning into avoidance of the problem. Whether you tend to get into heated conflicts with your romantic partner, your child, your parent, or anyone else who's close to you, I think this video is going to be really helpful as I give some practical tips on how to make conflicts more productive. It's very common when we talk about arguing to use the term heated. Now, what we mean is our bodies actually get warmer. Our heart starts to beat really fast. We might even feel flushed on the side of our face. Our muscles tense up. We get angry. What we don't realize is when our heart beats fast enough, it actually starts to prepare you to either run away, physically fight, or freeze and brace for pain. And this makes sense if you're in a life or death situation, like dealing with a deadly animal or dealing with someone who's trying to hurt you. However, your body is putting all of this effort into surviving, into that fight, flight, or freeze response. And there's not a lot of energy left over to do some real thinking and problem solving, which is what we really need when we're in the middle of a conflict. Now, for this video, I'm going to assume that your romantic partner, your child, or your parent isn't a physical threat to your safety. If that is the case, I want to encourage you to seek help because you deserve to feel safe at home. But for this video, we're going to talk about situations in which the person you're arguing with is not violent and is not going to hurt you. If this is true, your survival brain turning on is actually really not that helpful, right? If your survival brain is on, but your problem solving and thinking brain is off, you're going to say things that you don't mean. You're going to come to not true conclusions about your partner's motives, and you're not really going to resolve the issue. You really need your problem solving brain turned on so that you can hear your partner's perspective accurately. You can articulate your perspective and actually articulate and understand their perspective so you can brainstorm common ground and enact a plan to solve the problem. You need that problem solving brain to do all of that. And that's why once we hit that fight, flight, or freeze response, we really can't be arguing anymore. And we really need a break. And that's why it's also important that if you're noticing that in your partner and your partner's asking for a break, that you honor that need as well. One of the reasons it's hard to take a break, or it's hard to let the other person take a break, is because we're afraid that if we stop talking about it, we're never going to get back to the subject. We're really sensitive to being stonewalled. Stonewalling is when the person is basically taking that break, but they're taking it in front of you. So you'll see in a person who's stonewalling, they're probably looking down. They stop talking. They might even cross their arms and almost look bored. And in research studies where they've asked people who are stonewalling, what are you thinking when that happens? They're thinking to themselves, just stop talking. Let's just write it out. Eventually, she'll run out of steam, and then we don't have to talk about it anymore. So they're taking that break they need, but in actuality, stonewalling is a behavior that predicts divorce. So we really don't want to do stonewalling. We want to find another way for that person who's overstimulated, who's too heated to take a break, but in a way that leads to the problem actually getting resolved in the long term. When you need a break, clearly ask for one. Make it clear that you are committed to solving the problem, but explain why you need a break. I also coach people to name a specific time that you can come back to the conversation because it communicates to the other person that you're committed to solving the problem, you're not stonewalling or avoiding. So something you might say, it might go something like this. I think I need a break. I'm getting a little too heated and I want to find a solution to this problem, but I really want to do it with a clear head and get some time to think. Can you and I talk again on Saturday, maybe when the kids have soccer practice so we can get some time to ourselves? If you're finding yourself in a lot of arguments with your partner, don't hesitate to try couples therapy. If it's a parent or a child, try family therapy. I see this dynamic in particular with parents and teens, where maybe the teen needs a break and the parent doesn't want the teen to avoid it. And so I've done a lot of parent child family therapy to really help communication flow better in those sorts of situations. Don't wait another day to see how therapy can help your family flourish. And in addition, don't forget to click below to subscribe and to check out my other content.